to mold the body and mind, to cultivate a vigorous spirit, to strive for improvement in the art of Aikido, to hold and esteem every human courtesy and honor, to associate with others with sincerity, and to forever pursue the cultivation of oneself. My name is Brian Scott, and I've been studying Aikido for most of my adult life. I'm a 5th degree black belt in Aikido. I started martial arts in Detroit in 1984, and I subsequently moved to California and began Aikido training in 1989 at Aikido Tamalpais, and I've been studying there ever since, and I'm one of the head teachers at the dojo currently. I'd been injured in a fight in karate, and I couldn't kick anymore. My knee was kicked in during the fight, and I started to study Aikido as a supplement, and I fell in love with Aikido and have trained it ever since. Aikido Tamalpais is in Corte Madera off Redwood Avenue, and we teach Aikido, and I teach sword there. I means love or harmony, Ki means energy, and Do is the way. So the way of harmony and energy. It's an art that focuses on self-development and a spiritual purpose in life. I have Parkinson's disease. I've had it since I was 40 years old, so I've been living with it for 12 years. And it's a degenerative neurological condition that makes one shake and stiff, and it affects my voice. It's hard to pronounce it. It's hard to make my face work properly, so it's hard to have proper expressions when I speak. Martial art is when I feel my best. It's when I'm on the mat actually training. The muscle memory is there, and the fluid motions help with Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's affects my dexterity, my stamina, my strength, and I'm in a lot of pain all the time. So the most difficult thing to overcome with training is the pain. Aikido, it helps me not focus on myself, because when I'm teaching, I focus on the students. Teaching people Aikido is a long process. It takes generally about 8 or 9 years to get to black belt level, and black belt is considered the beginning. Aikido was founded by a man named Morihei Ueshiba. Aikido had a big spiritual dimension to Ueshiba, and he, especially through World War II, saw the damage that war causes. He changed the art to Aikido, the way of harmony and energy.
Thank you very much. So when you guide and when you enter this, harmonize, but don't adjust. I mean, don't adjust, but harmonize. So I just go here, go to my hand, turn, and draw.
You begin studying weapons in Aikido as a beginner during your first year. And in Aikido we study the sword, the 4-foot stick, and the tanto, which is the knife. And you learn proper movements with those weapons. And then later you learn how to disarm people with those weapons. You approach the sword slowly. It's as part of Aikido training in general. Aikido, unlike boxing type arts or judo, is oriented on the footwork of a swordsman. So the same footwork you use as a swordsman, you use in Aikido to defend yourself empty-handed. Not everybody works with a live blade. And when I say a live blade, I mean a sharp sword, a steel Japanese katana. It's usually a process of recommendation. So the student needs to be recommended to work with a live sword. And live swords are very dangerous, very sharp, very easy to injure yourself or somebody else. So safety is a utmost priority for us at all times. So working with swords, the most dangerous time is taking them out of the scabbard or the ska, or putting them back inside the scabbard or the ska. When I was first learning and first handling my first live blade, my teacher told me if I made a mistake, I'll hear my thumb hit the floor from being cut before I feel it get cut. I don't know if that's true or not, but it drove the point home that you don't want to make a mistake with a sword. Cutting is called bato. The art of bato is cutting. And what we cut is tatami, which are Japanese floor mats. And it's rolled up and soaked overnight and then dried a little bit. And then you cut it the next day on a target stand. It's a nerve-wracking experience. I'm always nervous working with the swords, even though I have a lot of experience. Because if you make a mistake, you'll injure yourself, you'll cut the mat, you'll possibly wreck the sword. Mental preparation is a part of it. So just trying to stay calm and not make a mistake and not force the sword cuts on its own. In Japanese swordship, there's a concept called Satsujinkan and Katsujinkan. Katsujinkan is a sword that gives life. So it's a life-giving sword or a sword of animation. And Satsujinkan is a sword that takes a life. So Aikido is an art of Katsujinkan, saving a life with your martial art. George Lucas, when he was making the first Star Wars movies, met with George Leonard Sensei, who was an Aikido practitioner at the time, and a relatively famous author. He wrote The Ultimate Athlete and The Way of Aikido. And they consulted together on the concept of the force, or it's called ki in Aikido.